Okay. I love more and more that I got a short intro song. 2 seconds. Done. Fuck you. Okay. Um, it is Sunday. My favorite day. Um, it used to just be, fucking a day. But a number of years ago, when I first started really just saying, I gotta fucking take better care of myself. That kind of like right after I got sober and quit smoking and blah blah blah. I was actually talking to Brooks Wheelan and I. We're talking about this because we both are big fans of the desert, specifically Joshua Tree and the surrounding areas. And I was like, man, it's like I love going out there, and thank God it's so close. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I gotta get out there just to be able to fucking keep doing this and talking about our surroundings." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I feel recharged when I get out of places." And I talked about this a few episodes ago when I was actually in the desert, um, and I will tell you, dude, it's it's great to do. You feel like, oh, I'm taking a day off or something like that. But like if you feel burned out, um, go somewhere like that. Take the day, and then you'll have a better next couple days. Because if you don't, you're just gonna feel burned out for the next 3, 4, 5 days. And in a way, you're working at 30% what you should be, and like just take the one day off and work at 100% for the next week. It's pretty like simple after you do it. You go like, oh man, I got to do this more. So I just started reserving Sundays in one way or another. I know right now for people with 9 to 5s, they're like, what are you fucking, you're not telling us anything new, you idiot. And I know, Sundays are just fucking, that's what it is for most people. But I don't have like a fucking regular job. I have to do this all day, all night. Like there's no like off switch to you gotta write, you gotta do stand up, you gotta fucking the podcast, you gotta da, 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 da. It just goes on and on until you fucking off yourself. So, whoa, all right. So yeah, I started reserving the Sundays with some exceptions. You have like some big show or something, or like you're on the road and that's the day you're getting in, and then so you just take that half of the day. But it's like I give myself something that I've been wanting to do. And a lot of times I'm not saying like, go buy something or fucking spend any amount of money. Just go to a park, drive out to the desert, do something like that, and it'll feel fucking great. And I think it took a few trips where I was like, yeah, I don't feel good about this. I'm like, I should be working. And this just comes from like, I grew up in like a immigrant blue collar. You're always working. That's it. We can't afford not to kind of thing. And from a fucking young age, it just was, I was in there, and I feel like tremendous guilt if I don't. Also, I'm not in a position to where I can be taken, like I've never taken a full on actual vacation. I was talking everyone I tell that I'm like, oh, I've never been to Hawaii or anywhere tropical. They're like, what the can't get my mind around it, like to just go do it and allow some version of it. It doesn't have to be Hawaii, anywhere closer, cheaper. um, I can't. I just can't. Even the times I've been able to afford it, I'm like, no, I should be. But like, you wake up one day, you're fucking 39 years old, and you still haven't been, and life fucking starts passing you by, and I'm like, what for? I could have easily, if you look back, you know, when you're, I don't know, say you're in your mid 30s, and you look all the way the fuck back to like 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're like, what was one day? What was 3 days of just like, let me get away from. It's like you gotta find. That's why I went to so many fucking Coachellas and Outside Lands festivals and all these other types of. Because I'm like, I need to fucking allow myself to live a little bit more. And it's, man, all you're gonna have one day, I think, is you're gonna look back and be like, yeah, career stuff, this, and I went here and performed there and blah blah blah. But like a lot of times, it's those little moments, those little things. It's the shit that you never think is gonna matter. Ultimately, is the stuff that you're like, fuck, I'm glad I went there and hung out with them instead of, reporting to work. And I guess it's a very American thing to just fucking work your ass off and not allow any actual moments to yourself without feeling like guilty about it. I don't know, but that's what Sundays are. It's like, because I don't believe in you know God or anything like that, but it's like fucking church for like my soul, my own, whatever my, whatever your like specific belief structures and, you know, um, how you maintain them and keep them going. Sundays are fucking reinforce those foundations, remind yourself that it fucking doesn't matter. It just doesn't. But then here I am doing a podcast on Sunday. It's funny. It's so funny. You tell yourself. And this is a huge thing on social media now. All of a sudden, everybody's like, dude, it's not about working all the time. It's about you. Same fucking people that 3, 4, 5 years ago, they're like, it's the grind. I'll fucking sleep when I'm dead, work and live and money and spend. It's fucking, it's the same shit. Though, it's just, it's, you wonder if they know it. You wonder if they are at all aware that they are just glomming on to the latest, like, self care, emotional wellness type thing, and they're just fucking running with it. And you see it happen. You go like, oh, there they go. They're about to latch on to something new and be like, did you guys know that you're allowed to say no? It's this realization they just had last fucking week, and now they're going to talk to you about, how you need to own your blah. It's so funny. And, once that sort of dies off, you'll never hear him talk about it again. But, like, you know, it's not to be talked about, that kind of stuff. Like, people that, and look, congratulations if you are sober or are getting sober or whatever. It just blows my mind the people that immediately take that shit to social media. What is it, for accountability? Like, why are you holding a bunch of strangers that appear as a number on your follow count for your fucking sobriety accountability? When I told myself I had to get sober, I didn't tell anybody, even in my personal life. For it was like, I got to do it for a year. It has to be real. I didn't, like, when I first started stand up 50 years ago. I was like, I don't think I'm going to tell anyone until like I feel like, yeah, I am doing this. I'm not just like a fucking casual open micer or whatever the fuck. So I gave it 2, 3 years before I actually told people, I'm like, yeah, I'm trying the stand up thing. But like, I don't know, man. Like, Sundays are, I try to stay away. I try to stay, you got to give yourself the one day, because there is no off button anymore. It's like Sunday through Monday. You're at work, you're in front of the computer, the emails are coming in, they never stop. That you're expected to respond 23 and a half hours of the fucking day. It's wild. And it's one of those things I don't think I questioned for a long time. Um, Someone is saying, Morton is saying, well, let me add it to here. So you just watched Norm Macdonald in an interview talking about being sober since his 30s. the funny thing about Norm is he said so much stuff over the years, and I've seen almost everything Norm Macdonald. I My favorite stand up. One of the reasons I got into it, rest in peace. But I feel like he would say stuff like that and then make jokes and then have, public appearances where he's clearly fucked up on pills. Maybe he's sober from alcohol. A lot of people use those terms interchangeably. They go, "Oh, I'm sober." But they only mean booze. They'll still get high and fucking do Valium or whatever the fuck. It's just an insane. It's like, just how about don't use the word sober? There's a million other words. But yeah, I mean, I could see it. I maybe just from booze. I know he liked to dabble in other shit, but who knows, man? That was kind of a mystery in a lot of ways, but he was the best. Um, he was the best. But anyhow, so I got this little baby Polaroid a couple months ago, Polaroid Go, and this is one of those things I want to start doing, like on a Sunday, where it's like, do anything creative that's not what I do for a living. So, do you like the sound of that? Can I do AMS? Okay. Um, this thing is so fucking tiny. Has a little case. And I got it because they're cheap and they're fun, and you can put one of these little hooks on it, and you can fucking hang it from your belt. And I'm not getting paid to say they're not a sponsor. No one. This is just a cool little. Look how fucking small it is. It's a baby. I put my sticker on there that you can get from me to you if you sign up for my Patreon. This is a fucking awful lighting. It's supposed to say this. There it is. Hold on. ATNY. My little leather jacket. So yeah, dude, it's this like fucking baby Polaroid. Look at this. It just fits in the palm of my fucking hand. And it does, color film, and it's called the Polaroid Go. And so my lady and I walked around and took some photos. Now look at this shit. I know, and look how small this fucking. Look at this shit. Inside the palm of my hand. They're so funny. But look at that. Thank you for not adjusting as you should, camera. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway. I gotta hold it that far away? What the fucking? I need a camera with a goddamn autofocus. Anyhow, this is the fucking worst. Thank God they're not sponsoring this. They'll be like, yeah, thanks for talking everyone out of getting our camera. But anyway, that's a shot of like a bunch of containers, and then the buildings in the background and the sky. That was just in Williamsburg, or Greenpoint at that weekend terminal market. If you live out here, every Saturday and Sunday, they just have like a fucking, vendors and people selling vintage and that kind of shit. So anyway, like it does a decent job of that kind of stuff, and they're just fun little wallet size. That one's too dark to really see. Yeah, you can't really see. But it's fun, and you can like throw it in your bag, and but I like it, and I have absolutely no. It's just fun to do a thing that you, on a day where you're like, this is a nothing matters day. This is just for me, for fun. And then do a thing like getting a, little Polaroid and taking photos. And I'm like, I'm not going to be a fucking photographer. It doesn't matter. But it just fucking feels good to do it. And just be like, snap, snap, snap. And look at the photos and try just figure out something new for no reason other than just do it. And I know I'm blowing a lot of your minds right now. Where you're like, how are you only realizing this now? I've just never allowed myself. I've just never given myself the time to enjoy anything. Another thing I like, and if you've watched this before, and these are bite-sized episodes. This thing is almost fucking over. Um, just like another very liberating thing. This simple observations book, which I just pick a thing. Um, God, a lot of these, and they're like vague enough to where they're always going to be a perfect fit. You know, this one is, what does balance feel like? You know, that's a good fucking question because I don't think I've ever known. I don't know. I used to only know what fuck 0 and 100 felt like. It was just like stop and pedal to the fucking metal. And that was like, that's how I thought you had to be. I thought you had to just fucking go, go, go and just fucking, leave everything on the, side of the road or in the rear view, just in the dust and just no time to take anything because you got to get there. And I'm like, every 10 years, I'm just like, where even is there? Sometimes, where you think you want something when you're 18, you want fucking fame and fortune and blah, and then you're 25 and you're like, well, that's not that important. I just want, to be like happy doing the thing I want to do. Then you're doing that, and then you're like, well, then what else? And your goals and things are evolving. It's like slowing down. I think maybe, I guess the answer for now, it'll change, but I guess balance is sort of like slowing down and really looking around. Because if you don't, you can feel like you got it all together, but eventually you will have to slow down and stop. And if you don't know how to fucking stand, then where's your balance? God, I pulled that out of my ass. That's pretty good though. That works. I mean, I believe that, because if you're just at one speed, eventually, when you come to a stop, you either crash or you have to, slow down and stop. From external forces make you go, hey, it's time to fucking pause this go, go, go lifestyle. And you got to look around. And if you don't know what you're seeing because you've just been going 1,000 miles an hour, like, you just don't know how to be. You don't know how to fucking be in one place and be literally balanced sometimes. Just like, I don't know where to go or what to do with these thoughts and feelings. Getting sober was the first sort of realization where I'm like, what do I do in situations now that I don't have, alcohol or weed or fucking whatever else? How do I do it? And it's just, you got to baby step your way back. And there's, plenty of things that you do know, because it's not like you're, never stopping to look around at all. But again, it's the fucking little things. How are you, evolving with your relationship with your family and your friends and girlfriends? And when you're just go, 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 it's all about me, career, this, move, and you're just young and dumb and selfish and reckless, and you're just going after the immediate sort of like, I want it now type thing. That's not balanced. That's one-sided, and eventually there's this you got to answer the questions. What I saw in a movie where they're like, you're gonna have to, life's gonna give you a bill eventually, and you're not gonna be able to pay it. It was like some old Cary Grant movie, and we just saw it yesterday. It was one of those lines where it's like his character. It was an affair to remember, and his character's like this slick talking, fucking, which every Cary Grant character. It's like, I'm handsome and I'm wearing a suit. Here we go. For fucking 90 minutes. He's great. He really was great. And then you watch a few of his movies and you're like, oh yeah, I get why everyone loved him. But his grandmother character, who's a fucking pervert in that movie, she's like, you're gonna fuck this girl. Like, she's fucking weird. She's the one that said it. She was telling the woman in the movie, she was like, one day, I hope he like eventually slows down and finds someone and settles because one day life's going to give him a bill, you know, or his tab is going to be due or something like that. And if you don't have your footing, it's like, what are you going to do with that shit? How are you going to pay it? So I guess that's a hard one to answer. And like, what? They give you like a fucking square to write it in. This balance is about slowing down and looking around. It's about Sundays. Anyway, I felt like I had to do that, but I also wanted to. I really thought it over. I was like, should I just fucking Sunday the shit out of this Sunday and not do an episode? But I'm like, no, I really feel like it wouldn't be like I had to. I really wanted to. I'm just like, I just feel fucking super pent up. But anyway, so no, I'm free the rest of the Sunday to just fucking do whatever. I'll fucking lay down and stare at the ceiling for the next 5 hours, and I'll feel good. Okay, see you tomorrow.
It's the end of the show. Like, subscribe, and comment. Don't be a dick.